Good, good afternoon. This is Robin Smith, joining you from New Orleans, Louisiana. Welcome to the Buddhist Recovery Network's Academy teaching. I'd like to actually take a moment to mention Donna because some of you aren't able to stay for the entire event, but our teachings are given freely, and we have been doing the Buddhist Recovery Network for nearly 2 years now. And we've been able to grow the programs because of Donna. And so we invite you to support the Buddhist Recovery Network and to support our teachers as you're able. So if I could introduce our wonderful teacher, guest teacher today, Caverly Morgan. Caverly is a meditation teacher. She's a nonprofit leader and a visionary. She's the founder and guiding teacher of Presence Collective, dedicated to igniting personal transformation and collective awakening. She's also the founding and guiding teacher of Peace in Schools, a nonprofit which created the nation's first for-credit mindfulness class in public high schools. Peace in Schools is pioneering new depths in mindfulness education through teaching youth as well as training educators. Caverly blends the original spirit of Zen with a modern non-dual approach. Her practice began in 1995 and has included 8 years of training in a silent Zen monastery. She has been teaching contemplative practice since 2001. Caverly leads meditation retreats, workshops, and online classes internationally. She's been a teacher and presenter at the Science and Non-Duality Conference, at 1440 Multiversity, Sangha Live, Esalen, and the Mind and Life International Symposium for Contemplative Research. Buddha at the Gas Pump, Open Circle, and the New York Zen Center of Contemplative Care. And now the Buddhist Recovery Network. So Caverly speaks at conferences on topics including contemplative practice, social entrepreneurship, authentic leadership, and mindfulness education. And she's been featured in publications such as Mindful Magazine and the New York Times. Caverly has a new children's book out called A Kid's Book About Mindfulness, and it's now available to order. It looks great. I will, in a little while here, I put 3 links up that are websites where we can find you at. But without further ado, I'd love to just welcome you to the Buddhist Recovery Network. And we're very grateful to have you here today. Thank you, Caverly.
Robin, thank you so much. We had a test prep call, and I mentioned to Robin that it's been a real delight connecting with her. She just makes everything seem so easy. And I want to thank you all for being here. Engagement. And at the beginning of this meditation, I'll be reading a little something that you may have read that brought you into this call, just to set this stage. So Ashley, thanks, being of service to others and gratitude. Lovely, lovely phrase to transition with as we move into our meditation. So for the meditation, if you're in a position today where you can treat this space like a Dharma hall, a hall for the teachings of liberation, you might want to have your camera on, and just as in a Dharma hall, you can even more fully feel the presence of other people as we sit together. It's also fine, especially if you need to be multitasking, to keep your camera off. It's fine if you need to be doing lots of other things, because that could be distracting, actually, to have you moving around a lot. So for this next 20 minutes, I'm going to invite you to sit in the position that works best for you right now, and especially for today, to bring a lot of gentleness and care to your practice. So letting go of any temptation to feel like, oh, I have to be really erect or focused or disciplined. For today, we're going to focus on some gentleness and softness. And that's specifically because of what we're all facing collectively in our world right now. So come into the position that works best for you. Allow your eyes to either close or gaze softly downward at a 45-degree angle. And Jeffrey, if you'd go ahead and just turn your mic off, that would be helpful. Thank you. Great. Welcome. Let's begin this meditation by taking 3 of the longest and deepest inhalations and exhalations you've taken yet today. And allow yourself for a moment to simply enjoy the breath to the best of your ability. We so often take the breath for granted. It's just there in the backdrop of our experience. Allow this moment to be a moment of gently and lovingly appreciating the breath. Today we're going to bring a soft and gentle focus to this notion of the progressive path approach to practice and to direct experience. I say gentle because to the best of your ability, allow yourself over the rest of this time together to notice if anything I say or suggest tempts you to move up into the head and to think about, to noodle what I'm putting forward. Rather than that approach, I'm inviting a resting in and with some prompts that may inspire inquiry. And if they don't, that's fine too. In a progressive path approach to practice, we sometimes fall for the idea that liberation is in the future. We're conditioned to believe that we must end thinking, master practices, meditate for years, purify our minds. Without realizing that our beliefs maintain the conditioning that stands in the way of our direct realization. The realization that what we long for is here and now. What we long for is who we authentically are, our true nature. So rather than turning the attention outward to various objects of practice, mantras, counting the breath, focusing on sound, what changes when we cultivate our effortless capacity to rest the attention in awareness? What changes as we practice inquiry into the nature of consciousness? And how might this approach to practice support our recognition of what's inherent rather than feed our tendency to strive? So in this very moment, just notice where the attention is. Is it on the breath? Is it on sounds around you? Is it on the thinking mind? There's no wrong place for the attention to be. Simply notice without judgment. Now for this meditation, consider that wherever the attention is likely a subtle object. So in other words, even if it's on the breath or something that's very present moment based, it's still a subtle object. You are attending to that. Just for this meditation, unhook the attention from that object and let it come back and rest in awareness itself. Free the attention from being fixed on any particular object. You might picture a flashlight, the light of the flashlight landing on a specific thing. For this meditation, free that light to open, to expand, to even rest back into its own source, the flashlight itself. And simply allow yourself to rest here. Now, as awareness. Know where you have to go. Nothing you have to do. And most importantly, no one you have to be. Simply resting in awareness. Simply resting as awareness. Knowing yourself is that which doesn't have to strive for anything. Doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to know anything. It can truly just be. Just resting in awareness and in silence for the next handful of moments, just allowing. Allowing yourself to simply be. In just a moment, I'll ring a bell. And as you hear the sound of the bell, see if you can simply allow the attention to remain relaxed, open, resting in awareness, the sound simply passing through this openness. Friends, thank you. Please take a moment to look around. Feel your body, maybe stretch for a moment, maybe change the position you're in.
Thank you for gifting us with your presence today. I hope you have a really beautiful week and that you stay grounded and strong in your recovery. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for your practice. Thank you for being here.